for a place with a rich history almost 1,000 years long, what better way to explain some of it than by bringing it to life? For most of the summer, Beaulieu Estate is hosting living history, which includes reenactors, classic vehicles, and even Victorian games.
Well, there's a great deal of history tied up in Beaulieu. I'm stood in front of Palace House at the moment, which is the historic home of the Montague family, and they've been here since 1538. We also have Beaulieu Abbey, which was one of the great abbeys on the south coast, and we also have the National Motor Museum here, which displays vehicles ranging from the early days of motoring up to present day. So all these different aspects of history are celebrated at Beaulieu, and as part of Living History, which is on throughout the summer holidays, they can see characters recreate some of the scenes and experiences of the past. So we have people driving around in veteran cars and vintage cars to recreate the early days of motoring. Visitors really love to see these scenes recreated. They see the cars driving around being used as for what they were meant to be used for, and getting a taste of what life was really like here all those years ago, whether it's in the Abbey or in the house or just around the Motor Museum. It does bring the history and the story of Beaulieu to life.
Some of the games available for visitors to try include shuffleboard and hoopla, and even some that don't look very dissimilar to their 21st century counterparts, such as bagatelle, the predecessor to pinball machines. And it's hard to miss the vintage modes of transport going around the estate, such as the penny farthing, which doesn't look like the easiest thing to master. And of course the vintage cars.
Well, the car I've been driving, this is a Austin 12 Heavy from 1928. It's a 1600cc side valve motor car, and it would have been made, say, in the late 20s, early 30s, at Longbridge in Birmingham. It's a four-speed motor car, and it's got accelerator, brake, clutch, very similar to the car that you and I are used to driving. It's a heavy car to drive, but it's not dissimilar to a modern car. We've also got on display some earlier cars, 1900s cars, and those really are horseless carriages. So you're looking at a different type of driving. There's all sorts of handles you're pulling and pumps and all sorts of things. But this particular car is very like a modern car. If you look at it, the front area is quite small, and the seats at the back quite large, and that indicates to me this was almost certainly a car that someone in a large house would own, and they probably have employed a chauffeur. Now, after the 20s, Austin, who made this car, would have been targeting with Austin 7s a smaller car for the owner-driver. So perhaps this car was a little bit long in the tooth even in its day.
If you fancy traveling back in time, now you know where to go. This is Stephanie Bosset for That's Solent.